Okay, are you Rosalio Vela?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And Mr. Vela was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to cruelty to a non-livestock animal. The agreement was for a cap of 4 years. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, Your Honor. This says, Your Honor.
Are there any additions or corrections?
No. I have one just quick correction, Judge, on his adult felony court history. That Chambers County received 6 months, so not 6 years. But.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
No other corrections, Your Honor.
Mr. Kimler, you may proceed.
Well, Your Honor, this case involves a dog, and this at the outset, I don't think that the lives of dogs are something that should be belittled or taken lightly. I've had dogs myself, have them now, love dogs, rescue dogs. So the loss of a dog's life is a serious thing, and it's painful to see one perish in this manner. I know that Mr. Vela, he wants to address the court, but I think that he has no remorse for that. And I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. It shouldn't have happened. And it was, a terrible wreck for the dog. But I don't think that it was necessarily intentional. He wasn't intentionally beating the dog, kicking the dog, or trying to engage in an intentional act of cruelty. I think it doesn't mean it wasn't cruel. The mental state isn't just intentional. So you can act in a way that it did to be criminally responsible. But I don't think it's an incident where it's just beating the dog to death or something to try to see the glass is half full, I suppose. As far as Mr. Vela himself, he's gainfully employed, supports his family. He does have criminal history, of course, aware of that. Of course, looking at the pre-sentence report now, I would just note that it seems to date back to, as far as the last case, 2013, on the misdemeanor marijuana, and then 2012 on felonies. In speaking with him, I have spoken with him extensively. I think that his experiences while incarcerated really affected him. He doesn't want to go back to prison. So if he is given probation, I'm sure he's going to do everything he can to avoid being removed and go back to prison. He learned his lesson. One of those people, I suppose, it takes one time and they get the message to the prison. So is that right, Mr. Miller?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you want to tell the judge?
The moment since my release in 2018, I maintained a job. My daughters were in CPS custody when I was released due to the mothers not doing the things that mothers should do or parents should do. I fought for my custody of my 4 daughters. Within a year, gained full custody of them. They've been with me since. And I've been their only sole provider. And I know the circumstances that with dog and everything was like unfortunate. I mean, me not being there, me not doing the things that I should have done to try to make sure the dog was okay at the time. I mean, I fully regret that. The dog been with us since my release. That was really my daughter's puppy. We just moved into the apartment, so we wasn't completely settled. I'm not using that for an excuse or anything. I do take full responsibility.
Thank you. Mr. Nichols?
Judge, this is his 6th felony case. Several state jails for theft, burglary, and then the federal smuggling guilt. And I made a cap offer knowing that it limited his exposure, but I think some time is appropriate in this case for what happened to that animal. Essentially died of heat stroke, being left out on a balcony for several days, it sounds like.
Right from the start, this case grabs attention cruelty to an animal, a charge that always stirs emotions in courtrooms. But here's the twist. The defense insists it wasn't intentional. What do you think? Does intent matter when a life is lost?
I don't disagree with Mr. Nichols, but I also can see, these are tough for me. This is tough for me. These aren't my favorite when it's part of my job, obviously, but all these caps and unagreeds where I get to make these decisions. You do have, obviously, criminal history. It is all somewhat dated, other than that federal issue was 2016.
Judge, I will ask if the court is going to do probation in this case, that part of his conditions involve some form of maybe humane society or something, either to give back to that to an organization like that, or to
Probably there may be.
they may not. I realize that's been a problem in the past, as I say it.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that. I mean, I can do it. I don't know that they want
Right,
that.
they don't. I think we've dealt with this a few years ago, but
We did.
They don't want that, so I'll take that out.
If there was something, when I read the PSI, I was trying to think of something as well in case.
Can I say something? Is there any way that I can maybe donate to the shelter? And then just have a receipt of it, donating to the shelter?
Yeah, I mean, that's something obviously that you're going to have, if I give you probation, you're going to have obviously some financial obligations, but yeah. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. All right, Mr. Bailey, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, find you guilty of cruelty to a non-livestock animal. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 10 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections, but suspend that and place you on probation for 10 years. So that means I just gave you 10 years in prison.
Listen to the defense here, trying to paint a picture of regret and responsibility, but in cruelty cases, remorse often comes too late. Judges weigh sincerity heavily, and they've heard every excuse in the book.
But you can serve that 10 years while you're out on probation. Okay, so because it's probation, that cap of 4 is off the table now. I followed the agreement. I didn't send you to prison. So it's going to be up to you whether or not you stay out of prison. And if you violate your probation, it's no more cap of 4. I just gave you 10. You understand? So it's much more serious. Cap of 4 probably would have been easier if I'd given you 2 years. You could go do your time and be out in 9 months. So this is going to give you an opportunity to be there, raise your daughters, do what you're supposed to do. I am going to order a $500 fine. I'm also going to order that you are not allowed to have any pets of any kind, period. Not for your kids, not anything. You're just going to be pet-free household. Understand?
Include fish, reptiles.
Any pet, period. Okay?
No goldfish.
Nothing. Okay? Take care of your kids.
How long does that term last?
I mean, for right now, it lasts as long as the probation. That's just a condition of your probation. If there's some point and you have some special request, you can talk to probation about that. They can send that over, and I'll decide at that time whether or not I want to modify that specific request. It needs to be a specific request for a specific whatever you're thinking. I am going to order that you donate to the Humane Society every month 1 bag of food. Every single month.
What temperature?
I knew you were going to ask that. I mean a medium bag of food. I'm not talking about this little bag of food. Okay, so yeah, do that and just make sure you give that to probation every month, okay? So that they know you've done that every month, all right? I don't want it to be a huge financial obligation, but I want it to be something that reminds you and helps other animals all at the same time. Makes sense? So if you do everything you're supposed to on this probation, you've obviously gotten a great opportunity. You'll be able to serve that 10-year sentence while you're out on probation. The other side, like I said, is if you violate any condition of probation, you can be brought back into court and facing that 10-year sentence that I gave you. All right? I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, so you've waived your right to appeal. Give me just a second.
Here we see the classic courtroom dilemma, a man with a long record claiming to have changed. It's a powerful emotional appeal, but can years of criminal history really be erased by one story of redemption? Let's see how judge reacts.
I've also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read the written admonishment I provided you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk to Mr. Kindler. If you'll just have a seat here in the courtroom, probation will call you up when she's ready to go over your paperwork. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I like
Thank
that. I like that.
This is the heartbreaking moment. The dog didn't die from violence. It died from neglect days in the heat, no escape. And in the eyes of the law, neglect can equal cruelty. The courtroom energy shifts completely here.